SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew is proud to announce we are now officially powered by TEC. If their fiber optic internet service can handle everything we throw at it here in the studio, from videos to calls and live streams, you better believe they can handle your home or business too. If speed, stability, and service is important to you, you can count on TEC. Thanks, TEC. Now let's get to the show.
Hey everybody, happy Sunday night and welcome to another episode of SportsCast Live. I'm your host, Jeremy Buckelew. Glad to have you with us back here this week again. Going to have a fun and lively discussion tonight talking about some personal training. And so glad to have everybody here in the studio with us, and glad you're watching at home as well. Do want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors for bringing you SportsCast each and every week. Couldn't do it without them. So thank you to TEC. They outfit our studio here with their high-speed fiber optic internet. And like I said, without them, wouldn't be able to bring you the show. If they can handle everything we've got going on here at the studio with all the production stuff that we have to send out, they can handle whatever you've got going on at home. So give them a call, get on the list. If they're not in your area yet, they're on their way. And so give TEC a call, get you some high-speed internet. I've got it at home, and it works great, as well as, like I said, here at the studio each and every week. Also want to say thank you to The Peddler, where you can find the My Paris TV lineup each and every week. That's the Mike Weatherford Show, the Tennessee Informer, and our show. And remember, the Peddler Advantage circulated in 9 counties and have been for 40 years. If you have a classified ad that you need placed somewhere, or if you're looking to buy something, check out the Peddler. You can find them at 105 South Market Street in Paris, or just give them a call at 731-644-9595, and they can hook you up with your 20-word classified ad that runs for 4 weeks for $10. And so I want to thank the Peddler Advantage for being a sponsor of the show here. Also want to say thank you to Eaton Construction, True Green, Northwest Tennessee, Victory Lane Quick Lube on Tyson Avenue, the Peppers Automotive Group, and Paris Volleyball Club for bringing you SportsCast each and every week. Again, couldn't do the show without them, and appreciate their sponsorship. If you want to be a sponsor, just give us a call or message me on Facebook and let me know, and we'll get you added to the list as well. But thank them for their commitment each and every week to SportsCast here, and able to bring you what's going on around Henry County with sports and everything else each and every week. And so, like I said, got a fun show this week. Kenna is out. She is in Savannah, Georgia, visiting some friends. So I do have a special co-host sitting in her chair. He's not nearly as good looking as she is, but he's just as charming. And Hudson Massey, welcome to the co-host chair. Not your first time on SportsCast, but first time in the co-host chair. So welcome.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you being here. You rushed out of work just a little bit early to get here. Starts school tomorrow. You got your senior year, and so it's here.
Yep. It's going to be pretty good.
I hope so.
Too.
Got you on the 6 a.m. senior breakfast, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta be there at like 5:15 or something to help set up. We gotta help set up or whatever.
So what time are you going to bed tonight? Like 3?
Probably. I'll wake up at 4:30.
That's just the Hudson way, right?
Something like that.
All right, Hudson, glad you're here. Look forward to, because you know all these guys, and you've been in the gym for quite a while now. How long you been working out?
A little while, a few years. Not as long as they have, but here for a little while.
It's funny because, like, where I noticed the huge difference in you from the training you've been doing is on the soccer field, because, like, you just bully people out there on the soccer field now, and you're like, we tease, you're kind of like a brick wall out there. You've had a couple guys just run into you, and they were definitely on the worst end of that collision. And a lot of that's due to how much you've bulked up in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. So, gotten stronger.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. We are glad to be joined tonight by Scottie Alexander and John Mitchell Youngquist and Hunter Walters, all at UFIT and other places. But we'll start with Scottie, Redbeard Training. Welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Scottie. How long you been?
I've been training for 11 years.
Okay.
And competitive powerlifter, and I've done one bodybuilding show. I've got a little bit of BJJ under me, and that's the gist.
Okay.
But and I've worked with a lot of young athletes too.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're going to hear more from you here in just a second. John, welcome. Glad to have you.
How's it going?
I was going great. Kind of, we were talking before, like, just I thought this would be a fun show just because of the work you guys do. Not everybody gets to see it day in, day out. But welcome. How long you been a trainer and working out? And
I've been training for probably around 2 years now.
Okay.
I've been full-time for a year. Competitive bodybuilder and powerlifter as well.
Yeah.
And here recently, a slow pitch softball enthusiast.
enthusiast or extraordinaire? Which
Not extraordinaire. No. I've played a game and trying to get into that.
how'd it go?
It was fun.
Good.
It was fun. Hit the ball, ran around the bases.
That's all that matters,
you
right?
know.
I mean, like, what more is there in slow pitch softball than to hit the ball and run around the bases?
Right.
So, you're with Premium Training, is
Yep.
your group. Again, we'll hear more about that. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you with us. And then, last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, Hunter Walters joining us. Hunter Walters Training is your
Yeah, that's correct.
name, I guess, for your company or whatever that you're training under. How long you been training, Hunter, and teaching? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I've been training off and on for 8 years, but I've been full-time for the last 4 years. Started lifting when I was 15, so I don't know. It was just a really good grounding thing for me. Just changed my whole life. So
Nice. We start each and every show the same way, and that's tell me something good. So, HUD, tell me something good.
Yeah. It wasn't good for me, but we were playing FIFA up in the man cave last night,
Okay.
and Ethan beat me in FIFA, and he might have been playing the game for 2 days. So if that shows you how bad I am at that game, it was pretty good for Ethan though. So that was pretty fun.
Well, I'm glad
go out there and hang out. And
You're so humble about it because I know the times that I have been up there with you and the guys when you're doing that, like Case is really competitive at it. You guys get into it really, really well, but at the end of the day, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose, and
it's typically me.
Well, but you handle it so well.
Yeah.
So
I always try and beat him, but if he beats me, then I go, okay, 2 out of 3.
how many times you reset the game the other day when?
Oh, yeah, we'll get to halftime, and before halftime, he'll have 3 goals on me. I'll be like, yeah, 3 out of 5. I think the highest we got was like 9 out of 11 or something like that. It was. I didn't win any.
Eventually, you're going to get him.
Eventually.
It just takes
Eventually,
time.
it just takes time.
The numbers are in your favor at
Exactly.
this point. It's coming soon.
Eventually.
Scotty, tell me something good this week.
I've got a client down to. He broke into the 240s from when he started with me. He was about 420.
Wow.
So that was a big day.
Can you say how long you've been working with him? Or
About 2 years.
okay,
Yeah.
very nice. John, what's your good thing?
If we're sticking with clients, I had a client bench for the first time in a couple months now. He had been hurt, a couple injuries, and he was able to bench this week pain-free,
Nice.
working towards a powerlifting meet here in about 8 weeks.
Okay,
And so it was good to get him under a straight bar and now able to bench again.
awesome. Hunter, what's good?
Well, if I don't talk about a client now, I'm going to be the weird one that didn't do that, so I have to do that. I had a client this last week who nutrition really clicked for her. Like, she would do great Monday through Friday, and then when the weekend came around, it just kind of it would always go off. But she has been really locked in, and as a result of that, she's dropped down to a weight that she wasn't able to hit before. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Very nice. I guess mine just in general, I'm excited about y'all's school year coming up. You and Case being seniors, it's going to be fun to see y'all do that. So my what's good is it's school starting and
Get
I
Case
know,
out of the house.
No,
Stop having to worry about him.
I'm just saying that it's an exciting time for y'all, senior year, and and it's August. Calendar turned over to August, so football season's here, and
Yeah, we're
all
excited
the
for that.
fall.
Mhm. We're gonna go to all the away games too.
Are you?
I think we're gonna carpool if it's a long one. We're just gonna go to all of them.
It's the way to do it. I think the longest one we've got this year will be Brentwood.
Yeah,
so that's not
what I
terrible.
think.
It's like 2
Like
hours.
2, yeah.
So at least we don't have that Giles County trip or Portland or any
I
of
wouldn't
those
wanna go
games
that
anymore. So, but yeah, that's mine. So, guys, again, thank y'all for being here. I got so many questions. I'm here. I'm interested to hear some of Hudson's stories, but the first question I have is: does salt belong on a pretzel?
Dude,
It's
let me start.
okay.
Let me start. In my opinion, no. But I'm going to say yes because everybody else said yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I was it Tuesday morning? I was in the gym, and I don't think I see y'all every time I'm there, obviously, but I don't think I've ever like really met any of you until here recently. But I'm sitting there and I'm doing like something in the floor. I don't remember. It's like crunches or whatever. And John looks over at me and he goes, "Hey, does salt belong on a pretzel?" And I was like, I think it does. But anyway, so I thought it'd be fun to start the show with. I don't know where that question came from, but the first, like, everything ever I've said to John was, yeah, salt belongs on a pretzel.
Salt belongs on a pretzel.
So anyway, no, in all seriousness, what y'all do, like, it's such a craft, right? Like, I know y'all all said how long you've been doing it, but what originally got you into it? What made you want to start lifting and make that your career? Like, Scottie, I'll start with you because, like, I know you played football. Was it when you were playing football and all the lifting you had to do at Henry County, or was it before then?
No, it
What
was
got
before
y'all
that.
interested in it? And so,
I've always liked to help people.
Okay.
And working out was one thing I could be good at by myself. And so I got the niche, and then I learned my buddies they didn't take the time to read.
yeah,
It's that simple. Like, hey, read how to work out, and they wouldn't do it. I did.
Okay.
So then I would help them along the way.
well, it's funny because, like, I think I'm in the same boat as Hunter. It was kind of mentioned before we came on the air that, like, your first workout, you got your first journal, and
Yeah, I still have it to this day.
Yeah.
It says, starts in March 2008 or something like that.
yeah. And, but you were saying that you were just kind of in there just winging it.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as,
Yeah.
you
Your
know,
only
work-
source of information is like magazines. My dad had subscriptions to all the ones, and I'm like, all right, this champion bodybuilder on a cocktail of drugs. That is the exact routine that me as a 15-year-old boy should copy.
Right.
That's,
But, like, so what got you into it, though, in like a serious way of wanting to do it? And
I did a little bit of martial arts as a kid, nothing super serious, but I was obsessed with Bruce Lee, and
Okay.
he was shredded. So I started reading his writings, and he's talking about how helpful it was. So then I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do that. So I started doing that, and just read a few bodybuilding books and all that. But for me, it was really grounding. I was always sort of just like just shy and just sort of in my head, but it was just something physical that, like, just sort of grounded me. And I got positive attention for that. I started growing, and people were like, dang, you're looking jacked. And I was
Right.
like, me? So I don't know. That just stuck with me forever. And I've always enjoyed teaching people, like Scottie said. So then you get questions about it, and you get a chance to, so I've known since I was 15 or 16 that if I could ever have my career be that in some sort of way, that would be great.
Sure.
But that career path isn't as clear as like being a doctor or something like that. It's not as clear cut of a path.
Right.
So,
How about you, John? When did, like you said, I think you've been doing it the shortest amount of time as far as like professionally, and
So I got out of high school. I played sports in high school over at West Creek in Clarksville.
oh,
Yeah, I know. I get clowned all the time. I was on the wrong end of those 60-0 losses to Henry County.
okay.
But
Well, we're glad you're in Henry County now. We'll just
Right.
leave it at that. And so anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
and I got out of high school, went to college, and I needed something to do.
Yeah.
Started working out, and then I'd met a guy at the gym I was going to in Clarksville who signed me up for my first bodybuilding show. He just walked up, paid your registration fee, learn it, figure it out. And then as far as like actually training people, I started working at the gym. I was managing GNC, and then met Scottie and Hunter. Met Scottie and I was like, can I please follow you around? Can I watch what you do? I want to do what you do.
Sure.
And Scottie took me under his wing, and these two have really been influential people on my training and my professional career.
Nice. And is that how all of you, because one of the questions I was going to have, I know y'all all coach people, but are you still coached by somebody, or do you just kind of, take it amongst yourself? And
the best coaches always have coaches in my experience, and my coach has a coach as well. Scottie's been coached by several people. That's a huge part of, that's a part of the culture of it is, Which, I mean, there was a time when I coached people when I didn't have a coach, and it was just harder for me. But whenever I got on the client side of it and actually experienced it for myself, so,
Yeah.
But yes, in my opinion, the best coaches have coaches. And even if they don't at that moment, they've had a lot of coaching in their life. So, yes.
I'm assuming that, that it seems like there's always something new with weightlifting and, for lack of like nutrition, and you get so many differing opinions out there on stuff. This week you see something that's like carbs are bad, don't eat carbs. Well, then carbs are good. Don't eat your carbs so you can have some energy, and get this much protein. Well, don't eat vegetables, eat just meat. And just how do y'all handle all of that when people, because I'm sure that your clients come in and are like, hey, I saw this online and it said to do this. How do you?
That's the best. So
how do you handle it? Like,
to me, and there's probably like 20 or 25 exercises, and that's about it. And then there's tons of variations around that, but for the most part, like, you stick to the core exercises.
Okay.
And then as far as nutrition goes, I'm just going to blow everyone's mind. Just eat in a deficit and you will lose weight. You want to gain weight, eat more than you need, and you'll gain weight. And if you want to know more, ask that guy.
Right.
Oh,
There you go.
So, because I overheard, I don't remember what it may have been a conversation between you two the other day at the gym, and you were kind of laughing about like the physiology of the genetic mutations of whatever that go on inside your body when you're in, like, I don't know, just lift a weight or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But like when you look at all of that, how much of that plays a role into what you are trying to learn, what you're trying to communicate out to your clients and stuff? And
there's a lot of, the principles never change. And like things that are trendy now were trendy 20 years ago and they come back. But with training or with nutrition, there's just general principles that always apply. So like he touched on one of them, which is if you want to lose weight, you eat in a calorie deficit. All that means is that basically you expend calories, you burn them, through just daily activities, training, walking around, and then you take them in through food. If you burn more than what you're taking in, then your body's going to burn stored body fat, and then you'll lose weight. There's a million different ways to achieve a calorie deficit, but any diet where a person ever lost weight, it helped them get into a calorie deficit. So whether that was like keto or carnivore or Mediterranean or just the way bodybuilders eat, the math still mathed,
right,
basically.
So like, I'll be honest, like that's what I'm working at right now is eating at a calorie deficit. And do y'all encourage your clients to, like, I've got an app that I'm supposed to track everything I eat. That's what it wants me to do anyway. And I've done a better job of it 2 weeks ago than what I'm doing now. But do you encourage your clients to take advantage of the stuff that's out there now, or is it just something that you just kind of have to have the willpower to know, this is what I can do today and this is what I can't do today, and it doesn't matter if you're tracking it or not. If you're going to eat that donut for breakfast, well, then don't worry about keeping up with what you're eating. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
I definitely like for them to track more often than not. I mean, we can take breaks from it and stuff like that. I don't expect them to track like Thanksgiving dinner or anything like that. But it'd be like if somebody wanted to improve their finances, you'd say, hey, you need to start tracking your expenses, and then we need to see where we're at. Otherwise, we need data to drive decisions. Otherwise, because I've never talked to anybody that told me they eat bad. They're always like, I eat pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, and I've said, I've done that before too. So, but no, tracking is definitely the right place to start. And it seems tedious at first, but it just needs to be a system. It's a skill that you can get better at, just like anything else. I'll usually have people like set a reminder on their phone, like, hey, either do it at the end of the day when you're just chilling in the recliner. It takes like 5 minutes. I'll usually have people pre-track, like, so as much of their day as they know the next day, I'll have them go ahead and try to track it ahead of time.
Yeah. I have found that to be very helpful, that if you kind of plan out your meals and know, like, okay, for dinner tonight, here's what I'm going to have. It helps me to stick with it so that when it's 7 o'clock, I'm not like, oh gosh, what are we going to do for supper? Like, let's run to McDonald's and get some cheeseburgers or whatever. Like I've got it in front of me. It's like, no, tonight, this is my dinner. And it's helpful. I know y'all meal prep, right? I know, John, you've got some videos on your Instagram of you meal prepping and stuff. I'm assuming all of y'all, I think Hunter, you do too, I've seen.
For sure.
I don't meal prep as much as them.
Okay.
And my body shows it. I have a woman who cooks really good food, and so I eat really good.
Well,
now, if I
nothing
want to
wrong
But he
with that
benches
either,
more than
right?
us, so it doesn't matter.
if I want to lose weight, or if I'm getting ready for a competition, then I'll take things a little more serious. I'll count my protein, my carbs a little more, and start watching my volume, what I'm doing, as far as how much I'm eating.
Yeah.
But no, meal prep is definitely essential because it's like you said, you're removing decisions from it. It's not like after a long day, you pull out the cutting board and you start washing,
Right.
and chopping and all the things. Like it's a decision that was already made ahead of time. So you've done yourself a favor.
Josh Simmons was on a couple of weeks ago, and he was with CrossFit, and we were talking, and I told him during that show that, like, I think the biggest struggle isn't the going to the gym. Now, going to the gym sometimes you got to make yourself go, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But the nutrition of just making good decisions because what you put in affects on what you get out, right? And are y'all's folks so dedicated that that's not really an issue, or do y'all still have to the people that you're working with kind of just push them of, hey, good nutrition, make good decisions when you're
Majority
eating?
of my people are just average Joes.
Okay.
And so it's like, I don't bring up nutrition so much until they bring it up.
All right.
Or if they say, well, why am I not progressing? It's like, well, let's talk about some things. Like,
Sure.
How's your sleep? What are you eating? If you're eating once a day and drinking a 6-pack every weekend, and it's not going to fuel you. You are not going to make progress.
Okay.
It's that simple. But I usually wait for them to talk about it unless I see something like stagnant, or I feel like, okay, let's talk about this and change some things up.
Sure. Same for y'all.
For the most part. And I want to double back for a second.
Sure.
When you look at it doesn't have to be tracking everything to a T. We can understand making smart decisions. Of course, weighing everything out and tracking everything is going to obviously get you to the result faster. But at the end of the day, you can sit down with your family, with your friends, you can make smart choices, you can make smart decisions that'll still push you towards that goal. It doesn't have to be tracked.
Right.
You can have a green, you can have a carb, you can have a protein, and you can still sit there and make a very basic meal without sitting here and meal prepping everything for the week or tracking everything to a T and weighing it on your scale. Now, obviously, the tracking and the weighing will get you to that result faster.
Sure.
And then as far as staying on top of my people, I'd like to stay on top of the competitors.
Okay.
There's a for sure goal. If it's, we're cutting for a weight class or we're looking to step on a stage, yes, I need to be on top of that person, checking in with them every single day, making sure they're dotting their I's, crossing their T's. But as far as my Gen Pop, it's making those smart choices when they're at home by themselves, just drilling that in.
Same for you, Hunter.
Yeah, I'm agreed. It goes back to the principles thing once again, which is what John was just touching on, those principles. So an example would be most of your meals need to be built around whole foods versus more processed foods. A more highly processed food is not going to be nearly as filling. You're more likely to overeat it. Yeah. Not going to be as nutrient dense. So a good example would be a baked potato versus French fries. You chop them up, you deep fry them in oil. You can way overeat them.
Sure.
But how many baked potatoes can you eat, back to back, So basically for clients when they go out to eat, obviously I don't expect them to bring a food scale into the restaurant and be like, that's not 6 ounces. See, I knew that. But they have a decision-making matrix. Okay, you're going to pick a protein source first. You're going to pick a good lean protein. We're going to put that on our plate. So maybe a good chicken breast, sirloin steak, something like that. We're going to now get some sort of a plant. We're going to get some sort of vegetable, something like that. Usually there's steamed vegetables or something like that or a dinner salad. And then we're going to do a whole food carbohydrate. So we're going to opt for the baked potato versus French fries, for example. And that meal is just going to be a lot more filling, not nearly as high in calories, much harder to overeat.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think, like I said, that's what I struggle with more than anything. I'm trying to look like this guy over here.
Same
for
here.
now,
I struggle with it too. I don't eat right. Some people eat really well that are their clients and stuff, and they follow it really closely and stuff. And I find it hard to do that. I'd like to get to a point to where I can do that, but a lot of times, for instance, if I'm working during the summers or if during ball season, it's hard to necessarily if I meal prepped on the weekend, it'd be way better.
Sure.
But after a game, I'm exhausted. The last thing I want to do is go home and cook myself a meal.
Right.
So it's easier to lean towards like a fast food or a quick meal, or even not eating just because you're so tired. And I feel like that's a lot of times what like the average person gets into is like they don't have a regular eating schedule.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of like they'll eat fast food one night, not eat another night, have a home cooked meal the next night, and like I feel like that gets out of whack, and that can cause difficulty.
Sure. How many clients do y'all serve? Because
Depends on how
y'all do it in person, and you were talking about y'all do online also, right?
Yeah.
So how many folks you serve in a week as far as
In person, I don't know, maybe 10, 12.
Okay.
Total, I've got, I don't know, 35, 40,
wow.
somewhere in that range. And it depends. Like, at school starting back, I'm going to lose, I know, 2, and then I might pick up another one because school started.
Sure.
But he won't have just like one person. That one person once a week. It'll be like there are some people he'll have like 4 days a week,
Right.
2 days a week, 5 days a week. So you still see a lot of
Yeah.
people, even
Yeah.
if it's just only 12 in person. You're still seeing like 30 people
That's
a week.
potentially
You know
like,
what I mean?
right. That's potentially like if you've got, like you said, 12,
Yeah.
then even 3 times a week, that's 36
Right.
contacts with those folks a
Yeah.
week that you're making. So how many, same kind of,
I'm not to the scale that these guys are. I got about 20 in total.
Okay.
I'm serving about 10 online, 10 in person.
Okay.
And what's going to be really awesome if we're doubling back to the school year is I get to see this guy
Yep.
4 times a week again.
Yeah, which is going to be great because over the summer working so much.
Right.
Like typically we go in, and I was going to say this later. Typically we'll go in 6 o'clock in the morning and we work out till 7. Well, the hardest part about that is waking up on time, and that goes for mainly me. Carter's pretty good about it, but I struggle with that. But during the summer, I don't even have the opportunity because I'll have work at 6 or 6:30 in the morning, and so I just miss it. And there's a lot of times that if I work all day, I miss the gym completely. And so I'm just really excited to get back to regular going and just getting back into it. I've been missing it so much.
how many for you, Hunter?
I'd say somewhere around the 30 range, a good mixture of in-person and online, or hybrid, which is something they both do as well. So hybrid's where you get the best of both worlds. Like they train with you in person, but then outside of that, you've got them in your coaching system. They've got their program they follow. They've got their nutrition structure. They check in with you. So to me, that's the best of both worlds. They get to get both. So
Nice. But all of you had mentioned competitions that y'all have done, powerlifting or the show. I don't know.
Bodybuilding show?
Yeah, the bodybuilding show. First of all, I want to get y'all's opinion on something that I saw this week, and I don't know how I feel about it. It's funny to see it, but then at the same time, I'm like, that's pretty, I think, disrespectful. But have y'all seen where, like, like the new thing for punishment for like fantasy football losers is to do these outrageous things? I saw one this week of some guy that looked like me had to enter a bodybuilding competition, and it was not pretty.
That was actually at the show. One of my posing clients was out this past weekend at the Tennessee State Championship.
I was going to ask if anything like that had ever happened to y'all at one of yours or whatnot. And like I said, I don't know how to feel about that because like, that's pretty funny to make a guy that, has not prepared whatsoever. But then at the same time, y'all put a lot of work in to getting ready for those. And for somebody, I don't know,
The way I make myself feel okay about it, which I don't care anymore, but that guy's paying to get on stage. So he's supporting the sport.
Okay.
So he's supporting the sport.
Yeah.
End of the day,
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
Bodybuilding is not as big as NFL, so they can use all the money they can get.
Sure. But so talking about those competitions, you said you do powerlifting. What does a prep look like a 2 month out? Or I know you obviously I know you start working way before then, but like how far out from, okay, I know I've got this competition on this date.
Right. You bet you can work backwards. So the number one favorite phrase, probably by all of us, is "it depends."
Yeah,
because it really does.
Listen, I
it
love
really
that.
does.
As an attorney, I use "it depends" more than any other statement in my life, I think, and so I love a good. Well, it depends. So
you could start someone off just basically like hypertrophy training, and then you can slowly work into some heavier loads on the squat, bench, and deadlift, and by that time, you don't have to be working with max effort weights, but you're getting closer and closer. And then as you get closer to the competition, you're filing down dropping volume and trying to increase intensity, so pushing the loads heavier and heavier. And I mean, you can Google, there's thousands of different ways to do it. There's conjugate training, block periodization. I mean, you name it, you can do it.
So this sounds stupid, but in those competitions, your goal is to lift as much weight as you possibly can. Is that right?
Correct.
And so what's your, have you set a goal for it, or have you reached your goal?
Well, I tore my pec at the last one, so my goal now is to get back. But but my best total is 1,700 pounds, and I would like to just get back on the platform comfortably and just do that again. And see where I'm at.
And the total is his combination of his squat, bench, and deadlift.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Connor. Yeah.
So,
and let me, when you do a competition, you get 3 attempts. So you get your squat opener or your first one, then you get a second one and a third one. You can't drop the weight. So once you pick the weight, you have to do it. Or if you fail, then you can only attempt it again. You can't back off. And you get 3 attempts on each lift.
So, first of all, better know what you're capable of going in.
Yes.
Better put your ego aside, and and I want to talk about the bodybuilding competitions as well. But how much of working with the folks is setting aside an ego? Because I'll be honest, I do not lift a lot of weight. You guys, your warm up is my max. You know what I mean? And so when I'm in the gym, I'm like Hudson, I send him videos all the time making fun of myself because of how little I can lift. But
I was curling 15-pound dumbbells today.
So that makes me feel better.
Yeah. So I mean, it just depends on where you're at, what you're doing, what the goal is for that exact movement, and your training.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rehab this all the way until it's fully, and I'm trying to take care of my shoulder. So the movement I was doing was working the bicep in the stretch position, so I'm not going to be able to load it up heavy.
Right.
Versus, if I stand up and do a hammer curl, I can hammer curl 50 pounds.
Sure.
But it's all dependent on what the exercise is.
I have a quick story.
All right.
The first time I ever worked out with Scottie was at 4 or 5 a.m. And something I always remember him saying is, which I never trained with him before, and he had a reputation for being really intense.
This was at the old gym, right?
But yeah, it was.
Okay.
But speaking of ego, and I'm glad you said it to me, even though I don't think I listened, but because you're kind of psyched up, you're like, okay, I got to show this guy what I'm made of. But he goes, hey, before we start, nothing you can do is going to impress me. And he didn't mean that in a you're nothing way.
Right,
just,
that's helpful
don't
to
be
know,
a hero,
right? Because like I said, I figure so many people go in there who aren't working with somebody and try to do too much. And that's when problems start, right?
100%. That's where problems start.
Yeah. Anytime we start with a client, we want a foundation of good quality movement before we add a lot of weight on top of that movement.
So that was going to be one of the things I asked y'all, is a true or false. Is it better to do 12 reps of light weight with the correct form or 4 reps of heavy weight, but you're destroying, you know what I'm saying? Not maybe destroying, but.
So I always tell people.
It depends.
Yeah, there you go.
I was about to say, it depends.
But you should always have good form.
Yeah.
No matter what. Whether you're squatting for heavy as you can go, or whether you're doing a set of 20, good form. And then you build from there. But this is something funny me and Hunter always say, if you want to lose weight, then do high reps.
Okay.
But that's completely false.
We're just joking. But and it depends on what the goal is too. If your goal is to get stronger, then the 4 reps is going to be closer to maybe the powerlifting side of the spectrum. If your goal is to build muscle tissue, assuming you're past the beginner stage, your proximity to failure, or let's say you do 10 reps. And if you really tried your hardest, gun to your head, you could have gotten 2 more. You only had 2 reps left in the tank. That was a pretty intense set. So for muscle growth, it's your proximity to failure, how difficult the set is, which that might occur at 8 reps. It might occur at 15, but basically just the difficulty, how challenging it was. So,
but you said something that, for so long, I think that the misconception was exactly what you said. If you want to lose weight, then lightweight, high reps. If you want to gain weight or gain mass, heavyweight, low reps. And
if you just build muscle, then you'll be in better shape.
Yeah,
all around.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back. I want to hear, like I said, about the bodybuilding competitions, and then I've got just some fun questions for you, and we'll talk about a little bit everything else. Stay with us. We'll be back in 15 seconds after this word from TEC. join us next week when we talk some volleyball. Henry County Volleyball and the Paris Volleyball Club will have members here. And I'll be honest, I am looking forward to the show because I know next to nothing about volleyball. And so Kinsley Knott, Hallie Cambridge, Reagan Hill, and Mikey Fulton will be on next week to talk. They're part of the Paris Volleyball Club and on the Henry County High School varsity volleyball roster. And so that is next Sunday night, August 9th at 7:30. Be sure to tune in for that. This week on the Mike Weatherford Show, he has one of the leading Lyndall Morris. He was telling me about this week. Lyndall Morris is one of like the leading experts in like Elvis information and artifacts and stuff like that. He will be on the show on Tuesday night, showing what's authentic, what's questionable, and what's priceless inside the world of authenticating rare Elvis artifacts. And so that's Lyndall Morris on the Mike Weatherford Show this week. That's Tuesday night, August the 4th at 7 o'clock. Remember to find Mike's show over on the Mike Weatherford Show Facebook page or on the Mike Weatherford Show live on YouTube. On the Tennessee Informer this week is focused on the upcoming statewide elections. Election day is Thursday, is that right? So, yeah, Thursday is election day. They'll be talking about the statewide elections, governor, representatives, all that stuff on Monday, August 3rd. That's at 7 o'clock on the Tennessee Informer. And so be sure to check out all the Kill Media production shows and products and what Kill Media production is a part of. It's on My Paris TV and the Facebook pages for all of those shows and YouTube as well. So be sure to tune in for that. What's going on this week around Henry County? Another busy week. Like I said, school starts back tomorrow, but Patriot cards still on sale. You can get one of those from any Henry County football player. The Paris Volleyball Club has a parent night on August 3rd, 5:30 to 6:30 at 1809 South Bell Avenue. Maybe I need to go to that before next week's show because it's just going to be kind of a Volleyball 101 class talking about everything you want to know about volleyball. And so that is August the 3rd. Don't forget the Inman apparel sale is also going on through August 4th. You can find all that on the Inman Football Boosters Club page on Facebook. And then Meet the Patriots is Thursday night, August 6th at 6 o'clock p.m. That's on the Henry County High School practice field out there at the high school. Middle school football starts this week. The middle school Patriots will take on Gibson County at Barton Field on August 6th at 6:30. Please don't park in my yard. But that's out at Barton Field, 6:30 p.m. Inman travels to Richview on the 6th to take on Richview at 6:30. Henry County Golf is in full swing, pun intended. They take on Westview at Persimmon Hills on August 6th. First, tee time for that is at 4 o'clock. And then the Patriots travel to Nashville this week to take on Montgomery Bell Academy in a scrimmage. That'll start somewhere around 6:30. That is on Friday night, August the 7th. Henry County looked pretty good against Christian Brothers this past Friday night. If you were out there, saw a lot of good things from the Patriots and looking forward to a good season. And then Henry County Golf is playing in the Tillman Invitational at Paxton Park. That's in Paducah on Saturday, August the 8th. Don't know a start time for that, so check with your coaches. But that is what's going on this week in Henry County. All these guys have Facebook pages and Instagram accounts that we're talking to today. You can see Scottie's there at Redbeard Training. Just search for that on both Facebook and Instagram. And then John's is Premium Training on Facebook and Instagram as well. And then Hunter also has a Facebook and Instagram page for Hunter Walters Training. Just search that and you will find all of their information and can get in touch with them that way. And has all their, like I said, their videos and like I said, these guys are all out at UFIT among other places and you can find UFIT's Facebook page as well. Just searching Facebook and looking for UFIT, but all of these guys are all over social media, and so be sure to give them a like and a follow, and any information that you're looking for, they can help you out with it. Just reach out to them, I'm sure, and they'll be more than happy to to get back with you. So before we went to break, John, we talked about the powerlifting. You were in a bodybuilding competition, and Hunter as well, not too long ago, right? You do that also, but I know John was in one several months ago in Memphis, right? You also do that, is that correct?
I am going to do a competition. I did a photo shoot,
all
so
right.
the prep is similar, but not quite as intense.
Okay. So same kind of questions for Scottie and the powerlifting competitions, like looking backwards, how do you, because it's a different beast, right? Like for the bodybuilding, you're trying to cut like every muscle that you can possibly show. How do you get there for when you walk out on that stage, you're where you want to be?
So for me personally, it takes, of course, it takes time to develop the muscle.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be super shredded year round and just automatically build a bunch of muscle. Going back to our nutrition talk earlier, spending time in a caloric surplus, putting on weight, developing muscle, and then when you get to that point, you finally, and it even just takes as much saying, I'm going to do that show. And then it's just dieting down, training intensely, kind of similarly to the powerlifting, instead of titrating down as far as strength, what we're going to do in volume and raising intensity. You still keep intensity high, but then you just work through it.
Okay.
And then you step on the stage, you do a little couple poses, and you dance to a song, and then get a trophy.
It's pretty simple. What's more important when bodybuilding, nutrition or training?
Nutrition.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
John followed a very strict meal plan the entire time.
Right.
He ate the same thing like every day until he was shredded.
Yeah.
So
going back to coaches have good coaches. Competing in powerlifting, I've had the wonderful opportunity to work with Scottie. He's done my powerlifting program in nutrition. Working with Hunter, has done my nutrition for bodybuilding. I have worked with a bunch of plethora of coaches, and it's literally working with these guys and doing a thing.
Yeah. So Hunter, you gonna say?
Yeah, I was
sorry.
going to say, it's actually cool because as a client of John's, I've gotten to witness and see how he prepares for these shows. And then we actually went and watched him compete. The amount of it that's mental is insane. I mean, it's truly amazing when you see somebody, okay, I'm going to eat the same thing for 30 days in a row. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to eat this thing that smells terrible, but it's good for my body because it makes me full.
Right.
And full enough to the point that you can make it through the day to your next meal. And that's kind of, I feel like the hardest part of that would be, the longing for the next meal. And I feel like that'd be really difficult. But at the same time, he handled himself really well. And I feel like a lot of people would probably struggle with that.
Sure.
Just because of how mental the battle to looking so good and cutting so low can be at times.
Yeah. So Hunter, do you have a show circled on your calendar that's out there that you know about, or you just kind of playing it by ear to?
Yeah, kind of playing it by ear. I'm in a building season for that right now. I'm like 5'6", so I got to put some more size on me. If I can't go up, I got to go out some more.
Gotcha.
But so I'm in a building phase for that.
All right. I had some fun questions. I was gonna tease Scottie a little bit.
I'm used to it. So.
I was gonna.
Before we do this, can I just say that majority of our clients, the majority of people we work with are average Joes.
Yeah.
We do not work with a lot of bodybuilders or powerlifters. It's mostly average Joes, people who just want to move better, want to play with their kids, play golf. Like, that's majority of our clients.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I wonder how much of it is because, I do this show every week, so I got to stare back at that camera and see what's sitting here. And then, being on stage at church, I just got to a point where I was like, I do not like looking at that dude on stage. You know what I mean? And even this morning, I led worship this morning, and I was like, my God, you can't even tell that for 6 weeks I've been going to the gym and trying to get better. But, just the different things that motivate people, I guess.
I feel like you can't let that negatively affect you.
And that's what I was fixing to say is because how many people because obviously it's a journey, right? It takes time to lose weight. It takes time and habit to get where you want to. It's not you wake up one day, you go to I think a lot of people expect you wake up, you go to the gym, I worked out for a week, and here I am, bam. It works. It doesn't work like that, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. You got to be dedicated, and you got to look at the small, like Hudden was saying, tracking your meals. you got to track your weight too.
Yeah.
And that's where you're really going to see the difference. And a lot of times you'll see difference in how your clothes fit before you see differences on the scale, which is a big thing.
I'll tell you where, like, what keeps me going right now is, like, every week I'm pushing more weight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing that result every week from getting up and going.
Yeah.
And so
I feel like also it might, at least for me, it's gotten to a point where, like, sometimes you'll hit a plateau, and so, like, you won't be pushing more weight. You'll be pushing the same amount of weight, and just being able to keep going through it. If you have people, one of my biggest things is if I have people around me that are motivating me to lift and motivating me to keep at it, then I'm much more likely to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's why sometimes if I like training with John and Carter, because if I miss that morning, you know, I'm going to hear about it and they're going to be like, you know, well, we lifted, you know, we put in the work. And so it's like, okay, well, I can't miss tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you just want to be as best as you can, and sometimes better than the next guy beside you.
Yeah.
So that working out with somebody or talking to somebody about working out can kind of help push you to stay on it and stay after it.
Yeah.
Breaking through plateaus is really hard to do.
Yeah.
Like, there'd be times Hunter's doing a set and he's like, man, I'm stuck at this weight for 2-3 weeks, and then he breaks it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you same rep range, same weight, 4 or 5 weeks in a row, and then all of a sudden something clicks, you get an extra rep or two.
Yeah.
That's the win.
No.
But it takes your body that long, you know,
Yeah.
to build muscle and strength.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, like, whenever I was talking to you about how I wanted to hit 2 plates so bad on bench, just so bad, well, for weeks, like, I had sat down and told John, and so then we started doing stuff, and it took weeks. Like, I was hard stuck at, like, 205 or something like that. We couldn't even get 215 up. We started doing this one thing, low rep range, but we did it consistently, and then by, like, 4 weeks later, I was able to hit it, and that was, like, really big for me because it just showed how, like, you have to really think about what you're doing and not just go in there and try and throw it up.
Sure.
You know, not just go in there and try and PR every day.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people that do that, and I'm victim to that sometimes too, 100%. But I feel like there is a process to lifting, and it's a mentality thing a lot of the times.
Well, and part of that mentality thing is one of my fun questions I had, kind of sort of, was, you know, what do y'all do on the days that you get up and you're just like, I do not feel like it today.
Don't feel like working out?
Yeah. Like, I couldn't care less about going to the gym this morning.
I always want to work out. Now, there's days I wake up and I'm like, I'm tired, but I still want to work out.
Okay.
I mean, you just kind of push yourself through it. If you take more time and warm up, for me, if I take like a little bit more time, warm up, next thing I know, I'm like, oh man, I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
And sometimes those workouts are amazing.
Yeah.
But then also, like, I'm mature enough, I've been in this long enough, like, if it doesn't feel right, don't push it. Sometimes you just lift a little bit less and you just move to the next exercise, and sometimes you just do a little and you get out, and that's it.
So what if, like, you wake up in the morning and you're, like, really tired and you're like, man, I don't have anything to do today. I could really just go lift later. Do you think that when you think that, do you think you would lift better if you got up and you went and did it like your routine, or if you waited later in the day and worked out then?
You should always stay in your routine. For a majority of people, you should always stay in your routine. Just like they were talking about nutrition earlier, like eating the same stuff, like, you should stay on the same routine as much as you can. You're about to go back to school. That's a big routine for you. Now you're about to come back to the gym in the mornings. You're locked in that. That's why you're going to see that progression, because you're going to show up every time. It's a routine now.
Exactly.
And then doubling back to what you said earlier, Hudson, like, having that support group. Like, for me, there are days like, oh man, I don't want to work out. Well, then I'm talking to Hunter or Scottie in between clients, or like I'm talking to you and Carter, and it's like, well, you know, you still got to do it. Do the thing. You know, don't talk about it, be about it. Scottie quote right there. Yeah. And it's just leaning into those people that are around you.
You got any shirts that say that?
No.
You need to make some.
There you go.
I've got some old shirts with some funny sayings. Okay. I'm really curious on what Hunter's going to say.
Oh,
here.
my bad. No, this is something I know that you both see with your clients. You're talking about, like, the community part of it, like the personal growth aspect. But when you get a client that's new to the gym and they don't have what you're talking about, that accountability, so it's not ingrained in them yet, it's not part of there's no identity shift yet. But, like, you know, you get them comfortable in the gym and they meet people and they start making friends there, and now they've got like a little ecosystem where they're connected now. So there's this other added layer of it. You know, if you don't go, other people are gonna, you know, wonder where you've been or if you've fallen off. Or,
and I'm sure that's extremely helpful. Like, you know,
Yeah,
that
was one of the things. Like, I was really nervous to go to a UFIT for a long time, just because like apparently everybody went there, and everybody that went there lifted really heavy and was really big, and so John and Scottie talked me into coming one day last December or whatever, coming one morning to work out, and I did it, and I kind of learned that like there's like a community, so like the different times during the day, there's different groups, and it was a lot different than I thought it was, and I'm really glad that I decided to do it, because now I know, so many more people, and it's good to see them in the morning or good to see them in the afternoon, and just kind of refreshing and kind of get your day going. Yeah.
There's definitely a community aspect. And like all of our clients, like if Hunter has a client or John has a client come in and they're not there, if they need something, I help them.
Sure.
We're here to help everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
People always look at me and they're like, man, this guy looks angry. I'm like, I'm super nice. I will help you with anything. Just ask. It's that easy.
Yeah. And our clients become friends too. Like a lot of our clients are friends with each other, and they start following each other, and they they'll post a lifting video. They'll all heart each other's stuff. They'll comment encouraging things on there.
What's really weird though is Hunter's like, all my clients go to him, and then they're like on his like side making fun of me, and I'm like, Hunter, what is going on, dude?
Yeah,
everybody against me. I mean, they're still training with me, so
pick your battles, kind of. I guess, right? Yeah. What's the one exercise that y'all absolutely hate? Like hate doing it.
I think our answer is the same.
Is it lunges? Because mine are lunges.
What, are you going to answer
What's
with
the one exercise you would never program?
Oh, a burpee.
Yeah.
No, it's Josh Simmons burpee.
Burpee.
Sorry. See you later, dude.
You don't care for the burpees?
No, there's no. Why is it good? Why is it good? What could you do other than a burpee, Hunter? What could you do other than a burpee? Be more efficient.
It depends. No, okay. Well, it depends on the goal. I mean, they'll make you tired for sure, but there's other ways you could get like a cardiovascular benefit if we're talking about getting your heart rate up.
Yeah.
So
you could just do air squats and push-ups.
Or that. Yeah.
Man, I hate lunges.
I don't like what's that machine that Carter loves?
Oh,
Carter,
the hip abduction.
Yeah.
What a weird machine for
He's like, gosh. He's like, John's like, okay, it's Friday. Y'all finished the routine. We have 10 minutes left. What do y'all want to go do? And I'm over here. Okay, I want to go do curls. And Carter's like, I want to do the hip abductor machine.
This is so funny.
And I'm like, I do not want to do that. And Carter's like, we're going to do that.
Build those glutes.
And so then we'll go over there and we'll do it.
No, that's the hip. I'm sorry, I was thinking.
I don't know what it trains, but he loves to do it.
Well,
and he loves to do it because he can put a lot of weight on there or something. But he don't get me wrong, he's good at it. He can lift the weight, but I get over there, I'm just struggling to death. I'd rather go do curls. But it's funny. It's funny.
I got a question on Facebook. Somebody asked, Mackenzie Carey asked, what's one phrase that each of you says all the time that the other two would permanently ban?
Oh,
that's a good question. So
I don't know.
What's a phrase?
Hunter doesn't have any phrases.
I have a lot of phrases.
Oh, you don't. He goes, well, and then he walks off.
Well, followed by a very sophisticated answer.
Yeah. All right, what? Do me.
So, yeah. So what would you ban of Scotty's?
A phrase he says that I could ban him from saying.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Buckelew.
No. Oh, man. I don't know if I got one for you, any of you guys.
I know John says some silly stuff sometimes.
He mixes it up a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
You know what they say?
Muscle confusion.
Yeah, he took my joke from me. I had this joke. You know what they say, and then you just walk off.
Yeah.
And he's just adopted it and took it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that away from you.
Okay.
Yeah. But really, like, I'm probably the one that shouts the randomest stuff. Hunter's so serious all the time. Yeah. He's the professional.
Is it because I'm very introverted. Like I go to the gym, I kind of keep to myself, do my thing, and just kind of.
You need to work out in the morning with Scottie and Rock. That's fun. You won't be quiet for very long.
Yeah, we got some guys. They'll pull it out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of energy in the room.
There was one morning I was exhausted, like in a bad mood because I was just tired. It was my own fault. I stayed up late.
Oh, it's like blood to a shark to them.
And Scottie came in there, what's wrong with you? I just don't feel it today. He walks in the other room. Rock comes out of nowhere. I said, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And then he comes over and starts messing with me. It was funny. But it got me in a better mood and got me going.
You had a better workout, didn't you?
I
That is a
did.
joke.
I did, 100%.
That is a joke you guys do all the time. So you go up to him, you're like, you okay? You look like you're having a bad day. And it's like, I'm completely fine. And then they go tell everybody else, like, hey, be nice to dude. He's having a bad day.
That's it.
And it's like, so now you're wondering why everybody's being so nice to you. Like, you doing okay? And you're like,
Yeah.
yes, I think so.
Yeah.
What's wrong, John? You're okay, John? John's in a bad mood. Don't go over there. John's in a bad mood today. No, I'm not in a bad mood, Scotty.
It's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
He gets worked up about it.
What about, so what's your favorite workout or your favorite exercise to do at the gym? Do you have?
Seated calf raise.
I knew you would
He's
say
a
that.
calf guy.
Is he a
He
calf
love-
guy?
Or incline dumbbell press. Slide incline dumbbell press. Something like that.
That makes more sense.
Ooh. Well, go ahead. I got a question after this.
Romanian deadlift.
Walking lunges.
Oh, God.
You're welcome.
Yep.
If you had to pick one exercise to do for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's a good question.
And that's the only one you can ever do.
Yep. Don't think about it. Just come on. Give me your answer.
Bent over barbell row.
Walking lunges.
Oh, my gosh. I usually go with RDL or bent row because you get a lot of posterior work. There's a whole lot going on there.
Dips.
Dips are great.
Dips are great.
I love dips.
Dips
are
are
great.
great. Yeah. People need to learn. I'm just going to go out and say this. At the gym, we have a dip machine,
Yep.
assisted machine.
Yep.
It is used for dips. When you sit down on the other end and you
Yeah.
do a
the
makeshift tricep extension,
thing? I don't know what that is.
just do dips.
I thought it was for single leg press.
So that was going to be one of my questions too, is what exercise do you see people doing and nobody does it correctly?
Oh,
Like, is there one that you see it,
squat.
like you see it and you're like, that's terrible form. That's
barbell
horrible.
squat.
Is that right?
That's true. That's true.
Like, I always worry about like my like I do these kettlebell deadlifts now that I'm like, I don't know if that's correct or not. But
For
like,
a while, I couldn't deadlift right, and John just took Carter and myself back to the basics, and we started with different variations that were easier, and then now we're working back to a barbell and stuff. Sometimes just go into an easier version of the exercise to learn the movement a little better.
just like a regression.
Yeah, that's good feedback.
Yeah, 100%. All of your big skill-based movements, like your barbell bench, your barbell squat, deadlift, all these movements that take so many different things going on, you can have regressions and progressions off of them, and it's easier to regress the movement back and meet somebody where they're at rather than trying to force them into some big lift. It's easier just to, like I said, meet them where they're at.
For y'all three, what's more fun, bench, squat, or deadlift? Because I imagine your deadlift would be heavier than the others, right? But which one's more fun to reach a new PR at?
I've always enjoyed squatting the most. I've always enjoyed squatting the most. So
Probably deadlifts. Something very primal about picking up something heavy off the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say bench just because I'm the best at it, but if we're going to be specific, it's going to be squats just because when I first met Scottie, I couldn't squat to save my life in terrible pain, and that's kind of what got us to that's kind of what got us working together was my inability to squat in general. And so to see it progress as far as it has and being able to do all the things, squat flat-footed, it's been awesome.
awesome.
that was bad.
It was.
That was real bad.
I got videos.
What about as far as the different programs? So do y'all have a favorite? So either push-pull days, bro splits, upper body, lower body. What do y'all recommend? What do y'all try to do? Do you mix them all in? What?
For ourselves or for clients?
Both.
Okay, for clients, we try to meet them where they're at. So a lot of my online clients are night shift nurses that will work a 12-hour day, have to stay over 2 hours, commute back home. For them, we're probably going to do full body because they're not going to be able to go 5 days a week.
Right.
So you want to take into account the frequency and that just means how many times in a week you can hit that muscle group. So if you can only go twice, you're not going to do a chest day and then a back day. And then, you just, so yeah.
Okay.
And then for myself, I think my favorite is probably the one I'm doing now. It's a 5-day split. It is push, pull, legs, off, upper, legs.
Okay.
So
That's solid.
I'm a big fan of upper lower.
Okay.
Just Upper, lower, upper, lower.
Like a 4-day upper, lower. Yeah.
That's what John started us on. I really enjoyed that. And everybody around me, like other guys my age, were doing like this push-pull everything. I was like, I'm never doing that. That just sounds weird. I don't know what that even is.
They're doing a bro split.
Yeah, and they were like, I'm not doing that. I don't know what that. And then John started us on push-pull, and I learned what it was. And I was like, okay, I can kind of get with this a little bit too.
My training changes all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm not working with anybody right now, so like I do so many weird things. Like right now, I'm. What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
I was just like,
Monday I squat. Tuesday I bench. Wednesday is mostly just a posterior day, so it's like deadlift with a couple other back exercises. Thursday's off. Friday I have front squat. It's an eccentric front squat with some other quad stuff, and then Saturday is kind of like a fluff day.
Okay. Just
get a pump, fill in whatever I missed during the week.
Okay.
There's a lot of ways to skin that cat, though. If somebody's a beginner, like they'll literally grow from anything. So,
Stupid question. John, you got your water bottle there. Scottie, you had your drink. Why is like you hear lift, but also like drink, right? Why? And again, I know that you probably been like, "Well, you idiot, you got to be hydrated." But like, why is water so?
There's a lot of good studies on this where you take participants, split up into two groups. One group is purposefully underhydrated, slightly dehydrated. The other group is properly hydrated. Even being mildly dehydrated can have performance negative effects, so like in strength and output. So if being adequately hydrated means that you get to do more reps with more weight, you're going to, in the long term, get better results.
Nice.
So.
Okay. Tyler Gordon wants to know, Scottie, how attached are you to your records in the shed?
Whoa.
He's not going to take them down.
I don't know. I saw a video of him the other day.
Oh, I see him all the time.
Yeah. For context, there's a scoreboard in the shed is like a big garage with weights next to the gym. But for context, for anyone listening, there is a scoreboard of like best all-time competition lifts, and somebody's coming for Scottie's. It seems like.
Yeah. But I've seen some videos of him lately. I mean, he's
him
crazy. He's like a tattoo designer or artist as well.
He did this one.
Nice.
I knew he designs. I thought he designed more than he did actually do them. I thought that's weird. Maybe not. Maybe I misinterpreted it. He does both. Okay. Anyway, but man, he lifts a lot. We walked in there one day and we were just like, oh my word. But you might have some competition right there, but
not word.
That's what we're doing.
I was.
But he's a great example of scary people in the gym who are super nice.
Is that right?
Yes. Oh my word.
I think I've probably seen it. I was going to look at his picture here. I've probably
he's
seen
the
it
guy
and
who's
be like,
tatted up,
I'm going to avoid that guy.
That's actually a running joke. So one of my clients always points at him and goes, "There's that scary guy," and then he goes, "Hello."
Yeah.
Nice.
At first, I thought he was terrifying. And then he started talking to us, and I was like, "This guy's really cool."
Okay. Well, good.
He just seems like he'd just rip you in half.
Right.
And I like Scottie, Chandler, and John.
Scottie, you talked about you had a torn pec
and
had to overcome that. What was that process like? How frustrating was it?
Pretty frustrating. Me and Hunter actually were talking about this like a week ago. I think I did a really good job of putting my ego to the side and just saying, okay, let's just build back from ground zero. And I mean, I remember right after it happened, getting back to the hotel and in the shower, like moving my arm, checking my range of motion. And it was like every chance I could get, I was moving my arm, checking my range of motion, trying to just get more range of motion out of it.
Yeah.
And then it was 2 days or a day after we went to the gym. No, I went to the gym the next day. And then 2 days later, we were at a different gym, and I was benching with a PVC pipe. And it took me 6 or 7 sets just to be able to get the PVC pipe to my chest. And you just slowly build back up.
Was that so? That wasn't a surgical repair, or
no? I was lucky; everything was still intact.
Okay, awesome. Have any of y'all had like an injury similar that you've had to battle back from? And
mine was more chronic than his, but I had patellar tendinopathy. So basically, the tendons in my knee was just worn down, and it just felt like ice picks in my knees. But that's actually why I changed my major to exercise science, because I couldn't figure out what was going on there. So that's what. I just didn't train that intelligently. I was just a kid and just slinging weights around. So, but yeah, my knees for years were really terrible, but they feel pretty good now. So,
I was dropped on my head as a kid, and it's been terrible to overcome.
Yeah, he decided to become a trainer because of that. So
It's just been uphill from that day forward,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I had a question. Y'all three, what's some advice you'd give to somebody like myself or Mr. Jeremy that's looking to, get stronger or meet goals or something like that? Like one advice you'd give for like gym or outside of gym to reach goals?
Take the easy wins. Take small wins, and don't try to lift too heavy too fast. Make sure you can own a position. So like, I always go back to a split squat. Like, master a split squat. If you can master a split squat, you can do walking lunges.
Okay.
And then you can do a barbell squat off that. But a big thing is learning when to regress, learning when to ask for help, and then learning when to push.
Okay.
And that's leave it at that.
All right.
I was going to say educate, talk.
Yeah.
Whether that's self-educate, there are millions of free forms you can find online, the different studies, different magazines, like Hunter said. Maybe those weren't the most beneficial, but just educating yourself, and then, like Scottie said, asking questions. Like, there are people there to help. Like, it's just a text away or a call or a, hey, I have a question away.
Okay.
The internet is great. You could message anyone.
yeah, I agree. I would utilize a resource like that because even if you're not going to work with somebody like us, like long term, we don't mind looking at a training video and giving a few thoughts and all that. There's a lot of people that we don't train that are just sort of in our network that bounce ideas off of us, and you get referrals from those people even if they don't ever directly hire you. But yeah, I would say definitely reach out for help. Don't just try to struggle alone.
But there's an aspect of just being a good human and wanting to help somebody who needs help in the gym. You and me, all three of us do it all the time. Someone needs help, struggling with something. Hey, man, try this. And, and then we just go on. We don't care about getting paid.
Right.
Just trying to help people.
Yeah. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here. I think we're about 5 minutes over, but that's great. I've enjoyed the conversation, learned a lot. Hope y'all had questions. Y'all all posted questions on your Instagram and Facebook. Did y'all have any of those?
I have a few. If you have a second for us to rapid fire
absolutely,
those.
yeah.
Okay,
Go
cool.
for it.
Cool. Yeah.
It's my show. I get to make the rules.
All right.
We can stay here all night. That's all I care.
Okay.
I just got to go to the gym when I leave.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just pose these to you guys, and then I'll give my thoughts too, or if I have something to add that you haven't. Okay. How would you approach a client that struggles to grow their glutes? So let's just say that's their stubborn body part. Like everything else grows good, but glutes just kind of fall behind, man or woman.
I would teach them how to contract in the shortened position. I'm totally stealing this from Coach Mack. Shortened position exercises so they can feel the glute, get blood in there, and then learn how to do a deep barbell squat and RDLs. And then there you go.
Probably ask them what they have been doing and just look at how much they're training frequency-wise, intensity, and then their actual exercise selection.
Agreed. I'd want to see them actually moving. I'd want to see what it looks like for them to do a hip hinge movement and all that. And, are they able to actually stabilize their pelvis as they move through space? If we are unstable, we're not going to be able to build strength on top of that. So,
if you can't brace, you can't do an RDL.
Yes, and if we can't load that muscle is not going to meaningfully want to grow.
Sure.
So, another one. Best early AM routine for the 4 a.m.ers for food, water, caffeine, etc. before work.
Whatever you're going to stick with.
Yeah, so people who get up at 4 a.m. to train before going to work. So just any practical tactics, anything like that.
I think if I had someone like that, I'd tell them to go fasted. If they could, and if they could get used to it, and then eat right after. Or if they needed fuel, you can go with like a carb mix in your water and a Gatorade. Okay. Some people do great fasted.
Yeah.
Other people can't do it. But
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing would be finding something they could sustain and do it every day.
Yeah, because your body stores carbs for later. That's called glycogen. It's stored in your liver and in your muscle cells. So even if you wake up at 4 a.m., assuming you ate pretty well the day before, you're running off of yesterday's food in a sense.
Sure.
We talked about hydration earlier. That would be a huge one. When you wake up, you're dehydrated. Mm-hmm. The first thing they should do is mix up a good amount of water, maybe throw some electrolytes in there and get hydrated. John, thoughts? Yeah.
Salt, pink salt.
Yeah.
Salt and water.
There you go. Yeah. Mentality. How would you advise those who struggle with I think we kind of answered the mindset stuff earlier, didn't we? Yeah. I mean, when you first start anything, you're going to white knuckle it. There's a lot of character growth from this because, like we said earlier, it's like a delayed gratification. You were talking about, okay, it's been like this many weeks, like I'm not seeing the thing, but you have to continue doing the action without getting the reward yet. So, But that's where being accountable is somebody, like having a network.
You get them to tell them your why.
Yes.
Find the why.
Yes. Try to connect. Yeah, exactly. That's great. That's good. Yeah. Biggest training mistake beginners make?
Going too hard in the paint.
Yeah.
Just going too hard out the gate. Trying to hit PRs.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Here's a good one. What habits do your most successful clients share? Your clients who do the very best, like what's some things they have in common?
That's a really good question.
They ask questions. They're consistent. They are willing to do whatever is needed. So like they're always they're open to criticism. They're always willing to take and adapt.
Communication. Being able to be coached. A lot of people will hire you and then they don't listen, but being able to take what one of us is saying and apply it.
Yeah.
And communicating. Yeah.
Agreed. Just setting their ego aside, and then, for us as coaches, that's something we've had to do because, you might do something a different way, but when you hire a coach, they're not going to do it. You hire them because they're not going to do it the way you would. And even with a client, if what they were doing worked before, they wouldn't have hired you. So like just the ones who don't push back on trying something new. So, but it takes time to earn people's trust.
Sure.
Too. So, last one, what's one thing everyone could start doing tomorrow for better health? Kind of open-ended, but
Sleeping more.
that's a good one.
That's a good one. 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah, I was going to say walk as well.
So
Walking is underrated. I used to think just
Well,
old people do that for counting steps, but no, there's really clear research on this.
I've heard that like some people get little like pedaling things for under their desk and stuff. Is that the same idea as walking, or
It's the same
do you
idea.
get different results? Like what?
Yeah.
I figured getting up and walking would be more beneficial, but for somebody that can't, let's say somebody can't, they're at a desk all day. Getting something such as like a little pedaling thing under your desk, would that help too?
Yeah, over the
Something
course
like
of an
that.
8-hour workday, it would. Even people who fidget versus people who don't, just some people are more prone to just kind of tapping and all that. Even those people have correct. And that's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, burning calories thermogenesis. Some people have higher NEAT levels than other, some people they stay moving. So even just like a little pedal thing like that would actually add up, believe it or not. That would improve your insulin sensitivity, how well your body handles carbs, all that.
Jeremy, like you said before the podcast, like we're both sitting here fidgeting the whole time, right?
Yeah. Well, and that, like I do it during the show just out of nervousness, but I just like that's one thing I need to do more during the day is I don't get up and walk enough. I'm sitting at a desk 8 hours and I'll get up and walk around the office and see what everybody else is doing. And, but like I need to make a concentrated effort to walk more.
Yes. It's a system. It's something you build in your day. Just like you meal preps, you don't have to worry about nutrition later. You can build the steps into your day. Maybe you start off with a morning walk. Maybe you do a 10-minute walk after your meals, which helps improve your digestion and all that good stuff.
Wow.
The other thing is we were talking 2 questions ago, I think, dude, there's so many different ways to skin a cat. All 3 of us are going to train somebody completely different.
Right.
We all know what we're doing, but we may take a completely different approach.
Well, and 2, like it sounds idiotic almost, but every person's an individual. You're not going to do the same thing with everybody that comes, right? Like you're not going to train with me the way that you train with Hudson.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be on a different program than what I'm going to be on because I'm 46 years old and
Yeah, I say John could probably talk about that because I bet one of his hardest things with training Carter and myself is we both train differently.
Yeah.
Like in the aspect of we both move differently, we both understand things differently, and we both strength-wise are a little different. He's stronger in some areas, I'm stronger in some areas. So what would you have to say based on that?
Again, like it's meeting the person where they're at, and totally blank there. Can someone? What was the original question?
Just people being individuals, like you're not going to train me the same way that you would train Hudson, and it goes along with kind of what Scottie was saying as far as
it depends.
It depends.
Yeah. It's meeting the person where they're at, understanding the fundamentals, like and even down to a basic anatomical level, like your femurs are longer than his, so that's going to change how you move compared to him.
Right.
There's different goals. Hudson's an athlete, so his training is going to look not crazily different, but there are going to be different choices that go into selecting an exercise versus a gen pop who just wants to move a little better, or a powerlifter or a bodybuilder. Like, yes, there's still that same foundation across the board, But then as far as nitty gritty exercise selection, it's going to be different depending on the person's goal and even, like I said, to a anatomical level.
Yeah. And even their psychological profile too. You'll get people, I'll have people that are people pleasers and I know they don't want to let me down.
Yeah.
And I know if they make a mistake, like they're kind of the all or nothing perfectionist, maybe they don't want to they want to not tell you about it or something like that. So just, taking into account their psychological makeup as well.
Wow. Guys, I'm going to let y'all get out of here. I appreciate this. I have officially been fired. My wife says y'all need y'all's own podcast. Y'all done such a great job. And so I appreciate you coming in. Like I said, I learned a lot. Hope y'all had fun. But
Appreciate you having us.
Well, I knew it was going to be a fun show, just because it's something I was interested in, and y'all all obviously do a good job at it and know what you're talking about. And I know Hudson has really bragged on what he's been able to get out of working out and all that. And so I thought, well, it'd be a good conversation to have.
I have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
I want to put it out there publicly that Hudson cannot eat Oreos like I can.
Okay.
We could go into a whole nother conversation about that. But yeah, basically Scottie beat me in an Oreo eating contest, and I'm still upset about it. But I'll get there one day.
I told I was at work this week, and I said I was going to give you a hard time. I was going to ask you which is tougher, dating one of Doc's daughters or being Caramaina's cousin, and so I know we gotta go. I think we gotta go. So, again, I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Like I said, I learned a lot and had a lot of fun, and hope y'all did too. So, thank you. We'll have to get back on here and talk some more at some point and find out other stuff. But don't forget to join us next week when the Henry County High School volleyball team will be on. That's next Sunday night live here from the studio at 7:30. Real quick, again, just want to say thank you to our sponsors, The Peddler, TEC, Eaton Construction, True Green of Northwest Tennessee, Victory Lane Quick Lube on Tyson Avenue, Pepper's Automotive Group, and the Paris Volleyball Club. Thank you to Mike Weatherford for letting us use his studio. Kevin Keel and Scott Norwood in the back, keeping us on the air. We much appreciate it. Join us next week. Real quick, no, we got to go. Hey, school starts tomorrow. There's going to be, listen, do something nice for somebody. There's going to be kids that are going through things that you have no idea what they're going through. And it doesn't, it's not a stretch to be nice to somebody. So tomorrow's the first day of school. If you see somebody struggling or trying to fit in, either this, not just tomorrow, but all week long, do the right thing and go sit with that person, talk with that person, get to know them. You may make a new friend out of it. Who knows? But to all the kiddos, have a good first day of school tomorrow. And as always,
be good to yourself and others.
We'll see y'all next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.